And I don't want to toot my own horn, but yes, I do.
Good one.
I got a new toy. Susie and I were talking about how we never brag enough. And I think
No, we don't.
We need to do more of that. I think that, you know, like in our fuck it 40s, we have to be like, who cares? And like what being humble has gotten us nowhere. So I think it's important to just kind of like toot our own horn sometimes, and maybe like toot our own horn if it's like something for somebody who's a listener of the podcast and they have done something special that
they can toot
we can toot our horn for our listeners, for us, and you know.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, I had a soundboard, but it was determined that I was not responsible enough to have a soundboard because I abused my privilege. So instead, I got myself real live toys. So I'm basically turning into Carrot Top back here.
Wait. I have I have the soundboard version. You do
have the
yours.
soundboard? Okay.
Do that one.
Here's mine.
I mean, it's a different note.
Different note.
Same effect.
Yep. It did there was a little bit of a learning curve with this. You have to really commit. You have to commit to the
Yeah, you can't half-ass it.
You can't half-ass the horn. You gotta.
No, you can't.
fully.
Only kind of toot your horn.
Right.
You gotta own it.
Not a fan of air horns, but I do like a little clown horn or something like that. It feels very on brand for us. So I just wanted to share my new toy that I got.
Thank you so much. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I am
think this
recovering.
comes out on your birthday. What day of the week is your birthday? Is it a Thursday?
It's a Thursday.
Yep. So
Happy
this comes
birthday
out on
to
your
me.
B-day.
I'm 40. I feel great. Some things you should know about my 40th birthday. I got, as we already mentioned, jury duty. So I will be going to jury duty. Maybe my birthday's on a Wednesday, because why is jury duty on a week? Do I have jury duty on the weekend? That fucking sucks.
It'd be
what day
Thursday
is the
or
27th?
Friday. That's a Friday, I think, isn't it?
Okay, then my birthday's on a Wednesday. My birthday's on a Wednesday.
Hold on.
Yes. Yesterday was my birthday. It was such a fun birthday.
The 26th is Thursday.
Yes.
27th is Friday.
Which means tomorrow I have jury duty for the first time. And I am excited / nervous.
Isn't that what they do on Law and Order?
I'm going to do one of those things where I'm going to try to say things that are going to make me not included, or I'm going to be very honest, and then I'm going to think they're not going to want me, and then next thing you know, I'm going to be juror number
they're
one.
Gonna be like, we like her spunk.
Yeah, something like that. Because especially if I'm in a situation, I don't see this going well for me. If I'm in a situation where they're asking me questions, and I feel like I'm under oath, and this is like I can't imagine a more like a situation where this is like authority, and look at me. I don't do well when
She's sweating right now.
Right now, I'm getting nervous because I just want to do the right thing. I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm going to answer everything honestly.
Be dismissed immediately.
But what if they say, I'm going to answer things like, I have strong moral judgment and I believe in right and wrong, and I always wait until the crosswalk says walk before I go. And what kind of questions do they freaking ask? Have you ever done this?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
I've gotten called several times, but then two of them is like, if your name starts with this letter, then you don't have to come.
Oh, wow.
Or during the pandemic, I was like, I'm taking care of a child.
Oh,
you can fuck all the way off.
Okay. Yeah.
But what laws do you think you're most inclined to break besides speeding?
Me?
Yeah.
Myself? That's such a good question. What laws? Well, I don't know if it's a law, but I'll tell you one thing I break, a rule I break like it's my fucking job. Like I get off on it. Bringing food into the movie theater. Rebel without a cause.
Sarah does pride herself on the more she can break that rule.
Oh my God.
The cooler she thinks she is.
It's like I'm surprised I don't have one of those jackets, you know, like the guys on like Canal Street with like all the watches on the inside, where I like snacks. You guys want snacks? I mean, between me and my brother Jordan, we really do like, and then
It's
we
like you
come
guys
up with
aren't
the
even
whole
hungry.
plan.
It's not
We're
even
not.
about
We
it.
just want to sneak food into the movie theater. That is so accurate. And then we have a whole plan, you know, like sometimes he'll even he's got like a little cooler lunch box thing that he, you know, goes over his shoulder that he's like he's got beers in there and we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't think they care really.
They don't care. And then we figure, okay, if we ever get caught, my brother's just going to say, he's like, I'll just tell him that I'm diabetic and I have low blood sugar and these are things that I need. And what are they going to do? Question that? They don't care. They don't get paid enough.
This is white privilege, everybody.
100%.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know,
She regrets nothing.
I will also, I don't know, like share my snacks.
Yeah, she will.
I'm not stingy
I'm
with
very
things.
willing to break tax laws. Come at me, IRS.
Yeah, right.
I
Okay,
don't give
yeah.
a fuck. What are you
Yeah.
gonna do about it?
Right. Come on.
Audit me, bitch.
Susie's like, I would love to get those papers in
I
order for
actually
you.
would.
Yeah. It's like,
That would be like
Yeah.
Monica Geller reporting for duty.
my mom used to say that. She was like, fucking try to audit me. And then she would I think one time she was audited because I helped her with her taxes, which, you know what? It's her fault. I was a child. And she went to the, I don't know, IRS guy, tax man, whatever, and just dumped the whole box of
Yeah.
receipts at like loose. It was like, yep,
Enjoy.
all there. And they were like, oh, you're fine. Just go. Like, it's not worth it.
Because it's like $4.
Right.
Bezos pays $0 US.
I mean,
Zero.
don't fucking even come at me for my $58.
Yeah, maybe go to Zuck. Maybe go to Zuck.
When,
What
like,
are you doing? Barking up this
you know,
tree?
the Cheetos paid $750 in like the last 20 years.
Fuck off.
I got a lot of losses too, okay? Can I
It's a
claim
great-
that loss on reality television? I should.
I think so. It's a great time to scam the tax system because they cut funding for the IRS.
Oh, yeah, so they don't even have the money to go after people.
No,
Well,
they-
jeez.
They are overworked, underpaid pencil
Classic.
pushers.
Yeah.
And I say, come on.
Come on, bring it
I'm
bring it
ready,
on.
bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, so what, who cares?
So what do we cares? Not me.
Yes. I feel like this is going to be the first year that I actually have my taxes done before the week of, if not the day of.
Sarah's growing up. Our girl's
I know, I
growing
do
up.
feel like that. I was like, oh.
I know you have a whole episode to do or whatever, but I do have like a hot take.
Tell me, oh, I love a hot take. I want to hear this.
I've decided, you know what I'm sick of?
Yeah, I love every sentence that you just started. Hot take. You know what I've decided? Know what I'm sick of? What all three things you said there? I'm like, I am on board. Let's fucking go. You lead, I'll follow. Let's do this.
I don't know. Maybe you'll disagree. It's okay too. I can handle a point counterpoint, but I've had, you know how like when people want to agree, you know, they want to do it enthusiastically. And for a while it was totally. Like whenever you'd say something, the answer was totally.
Oh my God, this feels like a personal attack since I am the ultimate yes and like I will agree. I am this enthusiastic agreeer. Yes, totally. I get this. Okay, where are we going? Oh no.
Well, then at some point it morphed into the words 100%. That became
I do see
the
this. Yes, 100%.
agreement.
Yes.
and it is being overused, okay? Because I want to sometimes be like 90%.
Susie, I'm also gonna say there's another response that I think is being is used
What is
so often, even though it's right, but it feels like we're answering a form, and that's correct. We'll go, correct. And I do it. I'm
Correct.
guilty of every
Me
single one of these
too.
things. I totally do this, but I think what we're
We
doing
gotta
is we're just
stop.
shining a light on how maybe our language has changed or become, I don't know what it is. Like Yeah, it's like it's a weird tick, a weird habit, a weird.
Like, you don't have to agree completely.
Is
You don't
this?
have. It doesn't have to be total or complete, or what's the one you said? Correct.
Correct.
Or 100%. I would be happy if someone agreed with me 90% of it.
I'm with you on this.
90%. I want to start saying that. 90%.
I think this is a result of what we always say of like there's no room for like
nuance.
How
Yes.
everything, and maybe in the age of what alternative
Algorithms.
facts
Yes.
or things that people are like, what is the truth? We have to
Yes.
say 100% in a way.
It's black and white.
Yeah, in a way to almost push our point home, because it's like people won't listen or we won't be taken seriously unless it's
Doesn't have to be all or
100%
nothing,
correct.
everybody.
It does kind of feel like that. Interesting.
It doesn't
Hot
have
take.
to be 100%. This is Suze's hot take.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be 100% all the time. You could just be like, I see your point.
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
I like that response. I think what we need are more, and you're very good at this. I've gotten a lot from you. I think that you could write this is another book that you could write. A book on witty response, like here's a little black book of things of canned answers.
Yeah,
I swear to God, even if it were just 100 pages long, this
That's really
easy.
funny,
You can
Sarah.
write that in the fucking weekend, sis.
What are some of my canned responses? That's not something you don't hear every day.
Okay. We're gonna ghostwrite it right now. We're gonna write it right now. They're chapters. So chapters, and it's almost like we have to just think of a fun name for this book. Guys listening, you can help me.
Yeah.
So one chapter has to be on leaving, getting at like ending conversations or leaving, and like getting out of there. Like
I'm so good at it.
there's a start the conversation, holding the conversation, and getting out of there.
Yeah.
You know, these are 3 parts of the book. And then we could break those down.
You're so right, because people do need
know.
a manual.
I know, Suze. And as somebody who like is sort of neurodivergent, I just steal yours.
Let me help you guys.
All I'm doing is repeating, gotta hit the sheets. That one.
Like if you are hosting a party or want to leave a party,
Yes.
you just have to say, I gotta go, I gotta hit the
gotta hit the
sheets.
sheets.
Or you gotta go, I gotta hit the sheets.
Yeah.
This gal's tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need my beauty sleep.
Dance cards full is a nice way to say no. How to politely say no. A whole section on how to politely say no.
I'm
could,
so good at that.
Or how to take a compliment. Whole
Smoke and
section on-
mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. I mean, we could. This.
Yeah, I'm just
Can I
white
copy?
knuckling
Can
it.
I like? Can we like say that we're this is officially our
This
idea?
is
Nobody can
actually
steal
a really
it.
great idea.
I know.
We can't even almost put this in the episode.
It's
Like,
such
I
a good
have to
idea.
just-
No, what
listen.
we have to do is write the book between now and my birthday.
Okay, wait. If you're listening to this and it just seems like you missed something, it's because we had to edit out like several minutes of a great business idea that we
Like the best business idea.
I mean, because you're right, Sarah. Because I take for granted that everyone knows these tricks.
They do not. And you know, I think between a therapist and a
Yeah.
vibe pope,
Yeah.
we could make
And
this.
you can help me know what people need too.
I know, because that's how I know this, because I hear about all of this in sessions, and I hear what situations people need these canned answers for. I just think that you're very good at that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, what a treat. My bullshit rant and curmudgeon personality just got us maybe our $1 million idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think
I
it's
just
very
want
important
people
that
to
you
stop
shared that
saying
hot-
100%.
Yeah.
Because is it 100%? It's sort of like when people's like, oh, they say like, I gave 150%.
Oh my
Then
God, that
you're
really
dead.
bugs me. That bugs me.
You died.
I know it's like a dumb hill to die, or like a thing to get hung up on, but I that drives me crazy too.
Because if you gave 100%, that means you died doing it.
Right.
That's
And
100%.
let's be real, you don't give 100% to anything. Everybody keeps some in the tank. I know that as somebody who's You know,
Unless
the
you're
only
dead.
person who has ever given 100% was that woman who ran that, you know, that crazy race that no woman had ever completed. And you have to
Yes.
do, it was
The
like,
ultra
and
marathon.
and she finished with like 30 seconds to spare.
Yeah,
And this
she
year,
gave
nobody even
100%.
finished. They ran it this year,
Wow.
not a single finisher this year. So she finished, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
She gave 100%.
Okay. That's
That
the
is-
only
that-
time.
I'll
And
give
then
you that.
dead people. Other than
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
we're all given like, I think given 75% is a real
take it,
impressive
man.
thing.
Yeah, with how much little we all have in the tank these days, I got very little reserve. You know, I need some of that to just like stay alive and get through the day here. So if
It's
somebody
actually
even gives
dumb
me
to give
5 to
100%.
10%, I'm like that. Thank you.
Hey, better than nothing.
Yeah, beggars can't be choosers or something. I don't know. Does that fit here? Maybe.
That's true, Sarah. Yeah, I think you
Oh.
guys are all picking up what we're putting down.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what I do love 100%,
yeah.
and that is BetterHelp.
Well, I think everybody loves having somebody to talk to. And who doesn't need some help in
Yeah.
these troubling times?
We all do. And this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp, and thank heavens, because from what I'm hearing, people are not okay right now.
No, and sometimes it's just like we need a person to just listen.
Yeah.
To hear us, to help us sort out our thoughts. Sometimes it's because there's an actual specific goal, or sometimes it's because we just have this heavy feeling that we need to like unload on people who are professional listeners.
Yeah.
Like,
right, and have credentials.
yeah, like I think it's sometimes I hear people feel like, you know, oh, I've tried to talk to, you know, friends about this or my partner about this. Different.
That is
So
a fun
different.
thing and can be useful, but
Yeah.
it is not the same
Right.
point. And like I think that it is tempting to look online and be like, huh, everyone else seems like they have their stuff together and I'm over here white knuckling it.
Yeah.
Well, you're not alone. The truth is everybody needs somebody. And if you're grieving or if you have relationship troubles or just stress from being a person, BetterHelp is a great option. They have gazillions of qualified professional therapists who specialize in all the things. So you can choose someone that is perfect for you and you can have your sessions just from the comfort of your home
Yep.
or wherever you may be.
I love
And
that.
we love that. It's super convenient. And they have a deal for our listeners. You can sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/braincandy. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/braincandy.
Okay, what else do I want to talk about? The new season of Love is Blind has aired, and I can't believe we didn't talk about this last episode.
That's because I haven't watched it.
Well, the part I'm going to talk about, you don't even
Yeah.
need to watch to have heard about.
'cause I sent it to you.
my joy
Yeah.
when I get a message from Susie that's
Yeah.
about Love is Blind. And not
Yeah.
only that, but about one of the most, like, would you call this irony, or what is the right word for what is that?
Right. Yeah. It's not serendipity. Yes.
it's not
right. What is it?
What is the right word for that?
Mhm.
But maybe you heard that one of the participants of
You
on Love is
actually
Blind.
nailed it when you said, is it life imitating art or art imitating life?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh my God. I'm so funny.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So one of the contestants on Love is Blind
Went
went to go put what she thought were eye drops into her eyeball. Turned out it was nail glue, which, by the way, is one of my worst
I need
nightmares.
to find that clip because
Like,
you've
it
talked
is-
about it on the show.
Oh, about that That it is
That's
the
being your
reason why
fear.
I won't use nail glue, because I'm so scared of that. Like, even in a different tube, I'm like, what if I just do that one day? I don't know. They look too similar. Like, I have totally said that. And
She has on the show.
when I was watching that episode with my girlfriend, and I paused it, and I was like, we have to break this whole thing down, because they are skipping over so many important parts of, like, reading in between the lines that we have to do.
Her doing it?
No, they didn't show her. They showed her a little
'Cause they
looking in the
probably
mirror,
didn't.
kind of cleaning it off. Like,
It's because they
here's
didn't
what
catch
happened.
it.
Not only that, but what they're not mentioning is this is what you
They
get for
greeked it.
using stuff that's not yours. I know some people who took medication that was not theirs because they were like,
For a
let me just see what
high?
it. Yep. And this was before the days of them holding our meds
Yeah,
and handing them out.
The apothecary.
And I think this is what started that, maybe. And I all the time felt like people were going through my shit or taking things or using things that you didn't know.
Say 100%.
I know, and it is a very appropriate time to use it.
But
Yeah,
you know what? I mean it. 100%.
100%. And so, in my mind of being on a reality show before, I was like, I mean, I feel bad for her. But I know this moment where you are all sharing a bathroom
She's
vanity
just-
and you're like, ooh, let me just use that. And you know what?
Wow.
I don't wish this upon anybody, but this is what happens when you use shit that isn't yours. I know that
So
that
she
happened because there's no
thought-
way she picked up her own nail glue and did that. She thought they were eye drops.
She thought they were eye drops and it was nail glue.
Yep. And so she went to the emergency room and
Is
she
nail
had
glue
it.
in like a
Sometimes,
bottle that stands upright?
yeah,
'Cause
sometimes
you know how,
it looks like an
eyelash
eyedropper.
glue is in a tube, but it doesn't stand. It just, you know,
Right.
lays
No,
flat.
this. I have a feeling this was in a tube,
It stands upright.
that stood upright.
Okay. And so she was like, I'm using eye drops probably that weren't hers.
Right.
And
She
instead
used
it was
something that wasn't hers, whatever
glue.
it was, and it was glue that she put in her eye.
In her eyeball.
Which, you know what? This is actually great because she's fine. She went to the doctor. They rinsed
is
it
that
all
possible?
off. They were able to like scrape off that. Your eye is pretty like, you know, what's the word?
Resilient?
Yeah, like yeah. I mean, I've had a scratched. What's the surface level
Cornea.
called? Cornea. Yeah, I had a scratched cornea, and it was really fucking painful. But I mean, I had like gravel scraped across my eyes, and that
Oh.
healed itself. It heals up pretty quick.
I mean, the body is amazing.
It really, it's either, it goes one of two ways. I'm like, holy crap, our body is so resilient and it's amazing what we can do. And then other times I see, you know, clips of accidents like from the Olympics. And I'm like, whoa, we are so fragile and nobody should be doing any of this.
It's almost like both things are true.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like we're fragile, but the healing mechanism is remarkable.
Yes. The healing
Especially on young people.
is really remarkable. Yeah, my girlfriend tells me all this stuff. So you know, a femur, a child's femur,
Oh.
it is the craziest thing. So my brother Jordan, he broke his femur when he was 6 years old, and he had to be in traction for like a month because back then they thought that in order for the bone to heal properly, it had to be perfectly realigned, and then it had to be held in that perfectly still position as it healed itself. When in reality, all you have to do is put the bone sort of close to the other end. And in a child's bone with the femur, it like finds the other end and fuses itself. You need no traction, a soft, like a very mild brace cast. Like it just wants to heal. It's crazy, the treatment for a broken femur from like in the last 30 years. Nuts. And
I'm
because
so glad
kids
they
are
discovered
so
that.
me too. And then I think my poor brother who was in a body cast,
I think
from-
it's probably good for him.
his
That guy
He
needed to
stuck the
be.
kid with the most ADHD from underneath his armpits all the way down.
That's sick.
Both
Okay, I didn't
legs,
know how bad
both
it was.
legs with a metal bar between the legs. And then my mom had
All
to
right,
sew him
that
a
sucks.
special
All
like
right.
pant.
You're right.
It was terrible.
That sounds awful. I'm sorry, Jordan.
We put ramps in our house. It was a fun summer. He had to get around on a little skateboard on his that my dad made.
Jesus.
That was crazy. So
See, this is why I'm glad Peg prayed for a
my
hedge of
God.
protection.
yeah, Mom, what were you doing? What
She didn't pray for
She
that.
did not pray for that. She was just like, God, give me a break from these children for a while. And then they ended up in the hospital for a couple months here and there.
Right.
Yeah,
Problem solved.
that is like the only place my family finds rest is in the hospital. We don't rest
I
until.
actually see that. I get
Uh-huh.
that.
I think this is it's a problem for us. Yeah, I almost landed myself in the hospital. It felt like that this weekend because my girlfriend took me to this. I was telling Suze, I was telling you about this, but I'll tell
Yeah.
our listeners too. Toot my own horn. It's a place called the Manitou Incline that's in Manitou Springs, and it is basically hell. It is a straight up 2,000 feet of elevation gain. And it's like all of
So
these
dumb.
wooden steps that have been put up the side of a mountain. They're 2,756 or something like that, 2,000
Sounds
something.
fun.
It was, I honestly think it was harder than any final challenge I've ever done. The only
Really?
difference between that and a final is that the final, I was more emotionally drained because,
Yeah.
and usually
Yeah.
the finals often took 2 days, but
Yeah.
this was way more challenging.
How many hours?
Then it took us 3 hours to go 10.4 miles, and it's like there's 4 miles down, but it was like a total of 10 miles in the whole thing, and the fastest time up and back I think is like 55 minutes, but it was like 3 hours for us to go round trip, and you go up. And it is so steep. I learned that I have vertigo where you can't look up because I did the rolling up invisible windows, with my hands because I thought I was going to fall backwards. And a lot of it, you're like bear crawling up the whole thing. And you get a really good example of the different kinds of motivation that are different things that motivate different people to get up that hill.
Okay.
Because you see a lot of couples where it's one partner who wants to be there and one partner who doesn't want to be there.
The men giving the pep
Yes.
talks.
Yes, and they're all being. There's a group that I noticed on that. There are a few different, I don't know, like types of people who are like regulars on there. It seems like you have your locals who are older, like in their 60s, who like run this every morning. We like them. They're great because they will always say things like, "Yep, this is so hard, but you're doing so good," and like, they're good and they're
Why
not
are they
dicks
doing it
about
every
it.
day then, though?
Well, I think
If it's
people
so
like
hard.
people like this as like a.
Well, it's not so hard if you're doing it every day. Like one of those things isn't true.
Well, I think there are people who maybe they turn this into a like they move there to do that. Like there is a big board with all of the times up. They have the best time for like adapted athletes. So one gal, it was like the best time of person without legs, male and female time. And after I saw her, I was like, okay, if the woman without legs can get up here, I think I could probably do this. I should be able to do this. So, yeah, but then there's another group that I really hate that was on the mountain. And it is
I know them.
these military guys who
Yeah.
they're either actually were in the military, which like, okay, or they want to cosplay as that. And they're wearing like
It's like
camo.
militiamen.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
the
militiamen guide. And there was one
Yeah.
guy, and I said to myself, as long as I keep pace with this motherfucker, I'm good.
That would get me up that hill.
And it got me up the hill, Suze. I was like, I just have to beat this guy. And then there was an annoying motherfucker who had a speaker. I don't want to be listening to Freebird for fucking 20 minutes. That solo is way too goddamn long. That song never ends. And I was like, let us just be faster than this asshole. And that was my motivation to get up.
Skinner.
Yes. But that group, they're always like, well, this isn't hard for me. They have this attitude where I know they're fucking out of breath. I know they are, but they're trying to fake it. I was the closest I've ever been to pushing somebody down a mountain. And it wasn't my own partner. Amy, I love you. You're perfect. She was great.
I'm sorry. I just sneezed into myself. Hold on.
Yeah.
But wait, you wouldn't push Amy down?
No, I didn't. She was great and she was wonderful. I did have that moment where like my ego got the best of me and I had to say, like, she was trying to be motivational. It's like, we had just watched this heart dissection. So she was like, this is good for your heart. And I was like, I know all the things that it's good for. I know all the reasons why this is good for me. And then I had to apologize for a long time about how I was. Because that's not how I want to be.
In that moment, you were feeling like, fuck this, I hate it.
Yeah, I was feeling
right?
like fuck. Yes, I was feeling like fuck this. I hate this. As soon as we were 10 steps in. No, I think she knew that it was difficult, but she likes a challenge. Like, and I also like a challenge. I was so pumped when I got to the top. It's like finishing a marathon. It feels so good. You don't do it because you like the process of doing it. You do it because you like it, how it feels when you finish. It's kind of like when you go to the gym. Like, you hate going to the gym every day, but you like the knowing that you did. You like finishing. You like being consistent with that. And so it's a little bit maybe of that. And since I can't be consistent regularly, or I try, but that's harder for me, I feel like when I have these moments to show my brain that I can do hard things, it's the kind of motivation that I need to then be able to be more consistent of doing the hard things that I don't want to do and, like, go to the gym during the week or get outside or all the things that I know are fucking good for me. But I have to do this thing and, like, punish myself and put myself through hell in order to, like, kickstart that, like, oh yeah, you can do hard things. And that's probably why I loved going on the challenge and why why I stuck it out for all those weeks. And that's what I was even explaining on that. Why I didn't like the guys who were saying all that motivational bullshit on the mountain to me that I didn't like, because this is what I was telling my girlfriend afterwards, is that they don't fucking know that that I've beaten all of these guys in climbing a hill. I got to the top of the mountain really before annoying. All of these fuck faces when I was on the challenge.
Yeah.
And I always got to the top of the hill faster than the guys because I'm better at one gear for a long distance, and they burn out real quick. That was all I would crush it in those finals. Not good in a sprint, but in one of those climbing the hill.
So did it feel condescending to you?
Yes. And then it felt like, I don't need you to tell me, oh, this, you can do it, or it's just like, or whatever. I've done harder shit than this. I've done this with a timer and fucking TJ and an air horn and a camera following me.
So whenever people talk about me and say that I'm not athletic, I get really mad.
Who's saying that? I'll kill him.
All the time.
They don't know. Oh my God. These motherfuckers don't know shit. They do not. I would not want to go against you in fucking anything physical these days.
Really validating. I could cry.
Are you serious?
No.
I'm so mad at send them to me. They have no idea what they're talking about.
Because first of all, I have since learned, as you know, that self-deprecation is a mistake.
Right. That's why we have our horn.
And I always used to joke about I always used to talk about how, like, I get a sitter's tie.
Right.
And all this stuff.
No, can't do that. They'll take you seriously.
I can't do it anymore because people actually believe it.
Well, and then the problem is you are going to be lumped into this category of, well, I think that you are somebody, if we're talking about physical ability, you are somebody who's put in the work that's required to keep your body a like well-tuned machine for a long time. And I think at like about 40, you start to see the difference between people who have chosen to put energy into that or people who have chosen to put energy elsewhere, which is fine. I'm not the one to decide where you put your energy.
That's fine.
But if you're somebody who's been on reality shows and have the world commenting on your athletic ability, I think if we look at the pool of other people your age, you are extremely athletic and fit, and keep using this tool that is your body so that it's maintained its
but it's
athletic
people
ability
in my real life
into adulthood.
That are saying it.
Well, you know what, Suze? It's the same thing that happened to me when you went to my house after the challenge and at my kitchen at my family dinner table.
It really was crazy.
You said to everybody, "Can you believe?
Can you believe how athletic Sarah is?"
And what did they do?
Erupted in laughter.
Erupted in laughter like you were making a joke.
Yeah.
After I had just won my first challenge.
Yeah.
Or second place, but
And
like who's counting? Made it to the final, my first
also
challenge.
that you were an athlete. You had done water polo. Like you were an athlete.
Yeah.
I still can't figure out what they meant.
It's because if you see my brothers, they were like, surfing and doing backflips off this, and one's like mountain biking and the extreme sports, and the other one's like rock climbing in crazy places. Like we just have a very athletic family.
Now?
Yes, now they do. Now they definitely do, and
Your mom does too.
Yes, now everybody's aware that we have a as adults, because like. Nobody thought I was.
Right.
But now as adults, they definitely, and now that they see how I snowboard, like my brother gives me a lot of props for both of them. Give me a lot of props for, they're like, "Oh no, she rips." Like they said that somewhere, they're like, "Oh no, Sarah rips." And I was like,
okay, that's really good.
That sounds really cool. Yeah.
I feel like both of us are like totally willing to admit things we suck at.
Oh yeah. I'll talk for an hour on just tennis and how like I got at least, a 90-minute
You don't have
stand-up
to be
special.
good at everything.
Right.
But it really hurts when you feel like you're not getting credit and people are trying to diminish what you can do in a way that I do not think they do to men. And that is just maybe my biases, but I don't see this towards men in the same way.
I also think that it's the most fun to be sneaky athletic and sneaky strong, like unsuspecting strong.
Oh, yeah. That's what I do at poker.
Yeah, that's the best. Like, I have a friend, Allie, who looks like the sweetest. You know Allie. She's like sweet and not so nice. That girl is, I always say she's freakishly strong. That girl can lift so much fucking weight. And I'm like, every time I was like, "You're freakishly strong. And how do you do that?" I'm like, that is so badass. I love like people who don't look totally, a lot of Olympians are like that, totally unassuming. You'd never expect that. And then they're like,
tease Sarah because like in our like challenge Patreon stuff, when we watch the show, she's like, she has this thing that she does where she's like, "I could do that." And she like really has this confidence about like, I could crush it at that. And first of all, she's usually right. And second of all, she also does it to other people. You tell Allie or
that
me,
they could do that. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Like usually that trait is accompanied with cutting other people down.
Oh, no.
She does not do that.
Because all I'm doing is telling I'm a truth teller.
Yeah, she's an ambassador of the truth.
I'm an ambassador of the truth. So that, and I'm just going to say especially when they're people who like, when women don't get that kind of credit.
Like women. We're not doing this for men.
No.
They're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm
But
gonna
thank you, Sarah. That really made
shout
my
out
day because
all
I've
the
been
strong
struggling
women.
lately.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry you've been feeling like that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Don't worry, I'll be your hype girl. I got
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And, my own hype girl as I'm going up these insane mountains. So I'll post those pictures so you guys can see what I did. And then when we got to the very top, because I beat the military guy up the top,
That's
he did like I beat one of them. One of them made
Fuck
it like
that
the exact
guy.
same time as me. So it felt like, and then he like, because, he knew we were like going up at the same time together. He like came by and like fist bumped us afterwards and was like fist bump everyone. And then I was like, whatever. But like, at least he recognizes that I was up. And then there were these, and then I was so pumped that Amy and I ran down 4 miles down the trail, like ran the whole trail because I was like on a high.
Worse. That hurts.
It almost felt like I needed to do it to like loosen up my legs from going up that mountain the whole time. It was insane.
I can see that.
And then we passed these 3 young guys and they were like, "Oh, you gals again. Oh, wow." And I was like, good. Everybody's noticed it. Like they see.
Yeah, they should.
Like
Good.
people are, the guys, none of the women care. But
Well, because the guys are always tracking it.
yeah, they are. There was
Yeah.
a mom who did it with her baby attached to her.
Well, she's different from us.
Totally. I was like, this is a
God
family.
bless America. I mean,
And then
what
they were there with their little like 7-year-old, and the 7-year-old's like jumping all around, and they were fun
We're
because
not the
they were
same.
talking about how like, oh, this is real hard, but they like love to do this as a family kind of thing. And I was like,
can't
we are
relate to
not the
that.
same. We are not the same. And I was like scared of looking up that I'm gonna fall all the way backwards, and she's got a fucking baby
No,
Bjorn.
I don't.
Hey.
I think CPS on them.
Yeah.
Just joking.
Yeah, it's like that. Have you seen that famous photo? I think it's from Patagonia
Yes.
of the couple
Yes.
tossing the baby over the freaking ravine. I can't.
That's fucked up.
Dude,
I'm
these
sorry.
are the
it's a
people in my
very
backyard.
cool picture.
Yeah.
And it's like a great story and everything because nobody
Because
died.
nobody died.
But
Jesus.
she's talking about this very famous,
Yes.
like, I think it is Patagonia advertisement where the photographer caught an actual hiker couple tossing their baby
Yeah.
across a gap, across cliffs.
I can't believe it. They did an interview recently because I think that baby is 18 or over 18 now, and they interviewed the kid, and now like they're an outdoorsy adventure person, of course.
That's nice and everything.
So it's like a
but
cute story.
That's
but
because
like,
you survived
whoa.
a very
Whoa.
bad decision.
Right.
That's fucked up. But
Yeah.
anyway, what else, Sarah?
Okay, what else? I read this interesting article. I think it was in maybe it was in the Atlantic or Medium. I can't remember. But it was on it was asking the question, do you really know your type, or do we really have a type? Did you see this?
No, I saw a headline in New York Times that says, or Atlantic, nobody has a type.
Yeah. This was
Was it that one?
Yes.
I didn't read it, but I'm like, I was intrigued. What is the argument?
Would you say you have a type?
Yes.
I know, I would too. I would say I have a type, but all of my dating history proves otherwise.
Yeah, you are
There's-
probably the best evidence
That
that
when I was on the challenge, Evan used to make that joke. He would say, Sarah's just trying to prove to all of us that she doesn't have a type because
if you had to say what your type was, what would you say it is?
nice and Jewish.
I mean, that's pretty true.
Yeah.
Oh. But most people mean
Right. What do
Looks.
they look like? What do they,
do
there's
have a
certain
looks type?
No.
Okay, so you
Because
just have a
I mean,
personality
I've dated
type.
across different genders and ethnicities
Nice and
and
Jewish.
no, yeah, that's it.
I tend to go for
And I say
shitty
Kabbalah
and
is
Jewish,
like
but
closely related. So if I'm like that, there's usually like a Jewish theme in there. Yeah.
okay.
So in the article, they talk about how our, and we know this. This was like, if you were a psych major, this was basically all of like year 2 in psychology, is teaching you that what you think you want and what your brain actually wants are two totally different things. We think we want a lot of options. We actually don't. We think we want the, I always call it the Cheesecake Factory menu versus the fine dining menu. Like we think we want I want everything. We don't. And then there's so many tests studies that prove that. So another thing is we think we have this ideal, like we want a type, and there's a type that we like, or we're going to be better suited with people who fit this ideal type. Yeah. And this article talks about a few different studies that kind of prove that wrong, or show that maybe our brain, like, how about your ideal partner list doesn't exactly predict who you like. So this was a study that was done.
I would agree with. I would agree
that your
with
list, that a lot of people have
the list of what I want.
Yes,
is never what you
end up
come my
and
way.
what you end up liking, and what maybe is best for you. And so I think that in this age of internet dating, where you can, I used to call it like grocery shopping for a partner, where you'd go and you check off certain traits and certain things, and I feel like women really limit themselves when they put a height limitation.
You know how I feel about that?
Height, I think I get, like, it's an interesting one. All women say, I want a taller guy, blah, blah, blah.
I do.
But I think if we were to look at more than just one single trait alone, that if you were to list, so let's take this study, for example.
Okay, let's do IQ. I'm sorry. Sarah, I'll take this out too.
Jesus Christ. Well, then no.
Because that's the same as height. You can't control it necessarily.
Right.
And you're like, I want...
Okay. I would say that there's probably a range. Like it's more of a range that in any situation, there are like outliers, and maybe those extremes.
But you can see why someone would be like, I would really prefer a minimum of that.
Yes, I absolutely get it.
Sure, there could be some dumbasses I would date.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think
if they're really nice.
I wonder. Yeah, then we get into like, how do you measure traits, and what are we talking about? Things that are fixed or things that are changeable? Because you could say, like, one of the examples that they used was like political affiliation, and that is not fixed. That can change. Mm-hmm. That's something, a lot of these things aren't necessarily things that we're going to stay, it's interesting. But
it's funny. I'm sorry, but I was in a meeting with the highly dating app person, and she was telling me all of this data, and she has to do all these polls of like, what would you be willing to overlook?
Interesting.
And like, one of the things that is the last to go, height is one of them for women. Yeah. Where if you're over like 6'4", they will overlook pretty much anything.
That's insane.
Like anything.
That's so wild.
Except political affiliation.
Oh, yeah. Well, now that, yep. Yeah.
And so I think that's interesting that like that has usurped.
Yes, I agree.
Because how you look.
And what I think that this article failed to mention was that most of these studies were done before there was Trump. This big of a political divide. And so I think that would maybe change things and change some of the results. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let me just tell you a few of
Please.
the studies that they featured in this article. So there is a study done out of the University of California, Davis. It was done in 2020 where participants listed their ideal partner traits, and then they went on a blind date. And then afterwards, the researchers measured how much they liked the person. And then they looked at how closely the date matched their ideals, or how closely the date matched somebody else's ideals that they, like somebody else had made a list of, these are the traits I want. And people were just as romantically interested in someone who matched a random other person's preference as they were in someone who matched their own. So your checklist is not really a reliable predictor of attraction, but it said that they kind of worded it as you're going to be happy with what your friend orders off the menu as much as you'd be happy with what you would order off the menu. So it's not like we would pick something that's totally out of the blue, but if it's like
adjacent.
Your list and my list might have some things that are different, but you and I will
Amy.
both be, I date Adam. I mean, we both are the same, so that I don't know how we would survive.
That's so true, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So look at your friends.
Yeah.
So friends can be helpful in helping you decide, the kind of and maybe what traits you are looking for and things that,
That is interesting and true. Because
Yeah.
then you realize, it's actually about like personality, like basically sense of humor, intelligence, and character.
Yes.
But we probably over prioritize looks.
Yes.
Like a particular idea.
Yeah.
Not that they're
And
not
that probably
attractive,
changes
but like
with-
Amy is not over 6 feet tall,
Right.
but I still think she's attractive.
Oh my gosh, she's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
She's our sweet baby angel.
She is.
And like, it's not like you're looking for a bearded lady, but
Right.
Adam,
Right.
you're like, oh, I see
Yeah.
that he's fine.
Yeah. Got all those traits
Yeah,
that are good.
right.
Yeah. And then how about this one?
Interesting.
This is another one to take into to I don't know, consider with all of this info. Is that deal breakers aren't always deal breakers. Things that we
That's
say,
true. I know
I
that's
definitely
true.
wouldn't date somebody like that.
I know that's true.
Yes. So Western University did a study where they asked people to name traits that they absolutely would not tolerate. So anger issues, bad hygiene, being rude to a waiter, whatever it is. And then they presented them with this amazing hypothetical romantic partner who was exactly what they wanted, but had one of those traits. And many of the participants said that they would still pursue the relationship, and that this was only in a study. And the researcher who headed this suggested that the effect would be even stronger in real life once emotions are involved, which I absolutely know to be true.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. Because let's say you do think you have a deal breaker. If they have something that is extraordinary in another category, that can outweigh the thing you think is non-negotiable.
And then in the beginning of the relationship, we have that thing, mutual positive regard, where we will only see, like we're projecting our...
The representative.
Yes, we see and then we're projecting our idea of what we want the person to be onto the other person. So that tends to lead to, it's like the honeymoon phase. That's mutual positive
When does
projection
that
is the
wear
honeymoon phase. Well, after that, when you start to, when it wears off, when that thing that used to be really cute that they did now drives you crazy. Because you're no longer projecting this positive, like everything they do is, you always laugh because you're like, oh, what, their shit doesn't stink, their farts don't smell. Oh my God, you really are, you have lost it. Like you really are in love, or like that. It's where you literally like don't think their farts smell. Which I had another study in here or another segment, I guess you can call it, that I was going to talk about on why loud farts don't smell and silent farts do. But we'll save that
is
for another day.
actually- Yeah, I would love to learn that.
I knew you
because-
would, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, we have to talk about this. Everybody needs to know. It's like the appendix.
Anywho, thanks, Sarah.
That's all.
That was great. Lordy, look who's 40. It's Sarah.
Woo, it's me.
OMG, it's happening.
I made it.
She made it, everybody.
No
Love
midlife
is
crisis.
Blind?
I think we're pretty good.
What?
No midlife crisis. I think I'm pretty good.
There's still time.
Yeah. I'm going to live to be 100, so I got another 10 years.
Yeah, for real. And yeah, that's the scoop. If you want to use our codes, which I encourage you to do, go to thebraincandypodcast.com, go to our candy codes page, use all of those guys. Go to patreon.com/braincandy if you want any of our reality TV content. What else? Anything? Candy Club?
And soon we're going to be having our 1000th episode party. And, if you want to be invited to that, you got to be a member of the Candy Club. So join. This is the time. And
Join Candy Club.
we'll see you next time.
Bye.